So today we're going to have a full overview of what AI is about, and we're going to delve into some demonstration as to what it is with our productivity apps. There are some people that are at different stages with your, let's say, digital transformation. There are some that are not even on the Microsoft 365 to start with. That is a lot of steps before you start enjoying the AI with us. But no worries, we will try and give a full overview of what the AI is about. Microsoft has just cut to the chase. Ordinarily, this would have been something that you need to do on yourself, trying to see how best you can invest in hardware, whatever. But Microsoft have put it right within your Microsoft 365. Isn't this amazing? So our first presenter is our Director of Operations, Benjamin Ekufo. So Benjamin was in Chicago last year during the launch. So almost everything that was discussed right in the heart of the conversation, he was in there. So he's going to give us an overview. Then we're doing this session with our partner, Reddington. Reddington has been our long-standing Microsoft partner for the past decade. You experienced it last year when we did the Go Cloud program with them, and they are here. I'll do some quick introductions. So I have Rejoice and I have Aman Mujawa, who I'll introduce properly when he starts a session. And I also have Charles Aqua. So thank you so much, Reddington team, for being a part of this amazing collaboration and learning community. So without taking much time, I'm going to hand over to Ben to begin the session. So let's give some thumbs up as he begins to ready his screens for us to start the day. Thank you very much. And just to wrap up on the ground rules, if you have any questions, kindly put it in the chat session, and our engineers will do well to answer spontaneously. Thank you so much, Ben. You can take over.
All right. So this falls under the Microsoft Productivity Solution. That's how they call it. So I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes maximum to just run your overview. The real deal itself is going to be done by our partner and our colleague from the Reddington side to do a real demo of it. So I'll run through what the Copilot is, the platform, common use case, and some of the things just for you to put it in perspective before we show you the practicals. So what is Copilot? Let's start from the basic. I think this one almost everybody knows. So I ask Copilot, since Copilot is a generative AI, just say, who are you or who is Copilot? And they say Copilot is an advanced AI assistant designed to help you with a wide range of tasks. Okay, what are those tasks? Answering questions, providing information to assist you with productivity tasks. So you can draft email with it, you can create document with it, and more. And I'll explain all those more. And just for those who are technical, it is built on the GPT-4 architecture, which allows you to understand and generate human-like text based on the input it receives. So that is basically the definition. So if you're in school, this is the part that your class teacher will be having cane at your back to define, and everybody should know this by heart. But fortunately, we are not. So this is just for your mind. Now, in terms of the Copilot, to break it down, Microsoft said that there are 3 platforms. So just keep this in mind. Maybe I may come back to this slide again. So there are 3 main platforms when it comes to the Copilot. And the snapshot on the right is something I took right from the presentation that Satya did in Chicago. So there are 3 main platforms. The security you see at the top is Microsoft way of just letting you know that the environment is secure, okay? So the first one, they call Copilot. And let me give a caveat here that Microsoft doesn't seem to be very good at namings, okay? Their naming is very terrible. So when it comes to naming, they don't seem to do well. You will see the names are almost mixed up, but I'll try and explain the differences. But just stay on top that there are 3 main type of platforms. The one they call Copilot. So imagine the solution is called Copilot. One of the platform is called Copilot. Another one is called Copilot device. And the other one is called Copilot and AI stack. So I think the naming is not very good, but keep it that way for now. Until they change the name, we cannot rename it. So the first one is where most people will use. Okay, so he said it enhances everyday work by integrating AI assistant into common Microsoft tasks. And you can see this definition is biased towards Microsoft. So I added also web access. Okay, so when right now as we talking, if you just go to any web browser and type copilot.microsoft.com, you get access to the web edition. And those that have Microsoft 365, you will see some remnant of the one that they have defined here, which is the one that is integrated to the applications. And then we have the Copilot devices, and these are focused on hardware that leverages on AI to improve user experience. So this is special hardware that are coming to the market. You'll be seeing them around soon if they are not there yet. I will explain that a bit when I touch on it in detail. And then there is what we call the Copilot AI stack or the AI stack. That basically represents the infrastructure. So there is a whole infrastructure and a whole tall list of systems and things that Microsoft is putting together, Azure AI, GitHub AI, Azure, yeah, and all those Fabric, and there's a whole lot of things at the back that is making this work. And from what Microsoft is saying, is making this also available to people who want to develop so that the community will grow. So I will explain all these three, but most of the explanation will be in the first one. So in the first one, again, the first one have three ecosystems. So the first one have platform, and the first one, which is the what you call Copilot, under it are what you call the ecosystems. And don't worry about the name, just feel free to stick on what it can do for you. So for ease of reference, I'm going to call the first one that they call, I call it the Copilot native, okay? So that is the first one. I call it Copilot native. Now the A, which is under the Copilot, which is the first platform, is what I call the Copilot PE or the Copilot personal assistant, okay? So there is a part that is for personal assistant that is assisting you to do your work, which is every employee's special assistant for productivity, creativity, and time saving. So there are two types of it. There is the standard Copilot, and then there is the M365 Copilot, right? The standard Copilot is the one right now when you go to a web browser and say copilot.microsoft.com, and you don't have any Microsoft solution at all, you'll get the Copilot standard. That's the free edition that anybody can use, and that one works like the other systems like the AIs, Meta AI, or any of the other one that is in the market. Then there is the M365 Copilot. And the difference between that, the M365 Copilot is able to leverage your work data, okay? So when you do the standard Copilot, you can ask questions that are generic, general, that are public information. But when you're using the M365 Copilot, you can actually ask a question like, have I received email from Edmond in the past 1 month? And it is able to get into your email and scan it and see whether you have received email. Or you can ask a question about some Teams meeting that have been recorded. That one is internal data that the public one will not get access to. Just like any of the public AI tools or the Meta AI or any of them cannot answer that question. Is the same with the Chat GPT. That one is public. You cannot ask it questions that relate to your personal information. But this one, which is the M365 Copilot, will be able to do that. So that is the difference between that open one and the M365 one. That is an add-on, either a free version or a paid version. That will be done. And I think the demo they are going to use today is going to use the M365 Copilot paid version. And that's the demo you are going to see. The second one is the Copilot Studio. So the Copilot Studio is a developer platform that allows you to create and customize your own AI assistant. So you are able to create, one of my technicians demonstrated that to me, where he basically used it to create a requisition app. So that if somebody wants to make a request for a laptop or something, you type, you say, I want a computer. Then it asks you, what computer do you want? He says, I want a laptop. Then it's come through. So you are able, or for example, instead of giving people some knowledge base or database of some information, you can just cook it in to become a Copilot assistant. So that instead of people searching through or trying to scan through the information, you can build it using the Copilot Studio to become an agent so that you ask it questions. What I see is that in the long term, something like knowledge base, what you call the KBs of various organizations, will be built with Copilot to become agent. So that instead of you scanning through the information, you ask it a question. So we can say that all the HR policies, of the bank or the institution is going to be put into an agent. And then you can now ask the Copilot and say, what is the bank's policy related to gifts, for example? And then it will scan through it and then answer the question for you. I hope you get the drift, right? So the first one is just the one that do the general work for you. The second one, which is the Copilot Studio, is the one we use to build agent. And I see the near future use of it being we using it to build knowledge base and make our knowledge bases more smarter and more quicker. The third one is the Copilot control system. That is for IT admins. So whether the IT admins are using it to manage data or manage their system, so that we can say that we can use it to manage devices. And then the Copilot in this case will be scanning through the system and say that any device that is not compliant, I want you to notify me about it. Or it can ask a question, which of the 1,000 devices on the system is not compliant or have not updated antivirus in the past. So the first one is an assistant for everybody, every user, the HR person, the admin person, the PA, and all that. The second one is an assistant to the developers. And the third one is an assistant for the IT admins. So what are the Copilot PA, the personal assistant, what typically can it be used for? And that's where the demo will focus on. So we can use it to draft email, create business plan, or generate report. In PowerPoint, we can use to design presentation. You can actually give it a Word document and say that based on this document, I want you to prepare a presentation for me. I understand recently a research has come out to say that because of the AI tools, people are beginning to stop thinking. I'm hoping it doesn't happen to us. So when it comes to data analytics, we can use Excel. I think we'll demo that. And then it can analyze Excel, create chart, and summarize data for you. In communication in Outlook, you can use to draft email. I saw one demo where somebody told you that write a very short distance, a short email asking my boss to grant me leave, and sound very nice. You cannot believe what it did. It's so nice, so convincing that I'm like, wow, if I'm the boss, I'll grant this. In Microsoft Teams, you can use it to generate summaries. Okay, so this meeting we are having, if we record it and then we put the AI on it, we can ask and say, what did Benjamin Ekufu say in the meeting? Can you summarize it? Or summarize everything and say, in the meeting, did anybody call Edmond spoke? What did he say? And it's able to glean that data out. In customer service, able to connect to Dynamics 365 and other ERPs to provide real-time answers, okay, across board. Then in project management, in Planner, is able to use to create and track plans, the same way also in project. So you have various day-to-day uses that will make you very efficient, okay? Now, the Copilot Studio, which is the one for the developers, that one is able to customize what I said, AI agent for various applications. I've explained that a bit already, that you are able to use to design agent, leveraging on generative AI and large language models. So you are able to put data that the bank have, or the organization have, or the utility service have, and then put it together and then convert it all to become an agent so that it can answer questions for you, and we are able to integrate it into all the solutions. So in one use case, for example, they put it on their SharePoint data repository so that you can say that I would like a document that talks about maybe compliance on A or B. Then it's able to scan through and tell you what document have that, and then you can query to even read certain portion and summarize it for you. And the agent can perform a wide range of tasks, from answering questions using organizational data to automate business process and workflows. And that's what I've explained in details. The Copilot control system is what I said is for the IT people. And that is what is going to, whether it's about data protection, where it's able to analyze sensitive data and protect it, whether encryption or access control, whether it is governance in terms of monitoring and managing the use of Copilot for policy compliance, right? Because Copilot is now eating the data and using it. How do we make sure that it is complying? The same Copilot can be used to manage it. Lifecycle management in terms of updating and retiring Copilot agents. So as and when people create many Copilot agents, we can use it also to manage it. And then user management in managing who have access, and several other use cases that IT administrators will be able to use to effectively manage their environment. So that is the C part. Now moving to the 2, I'm going because I want us to get enough time for the demo. So I'm going to wrap up very soon. Mine is to just give you the background. So the second use case, so the first use case is what we call the Copilot, which I call that is the one that we are going to use a lot. That's what most people are going to use in terms of solutions that help you to be more efficient and effective, either as a user, as a developer, or as an admin. The second one is the Copilot devices that is going to be released into the system. These are machines, hardware that have dedicated. You remember those of you that done hardware a bit, we used to have only processors. Then later we added what you call the GPU, the graphics processing unit. Now we are adding an NPU, which is the neural processing unit, and that is going to focus on processing AI, right? So there's going to be another processor in your laptop going forward for those that want to add it, that will be able to use it to process AI quickly. Then we have the special Copilot keyboard on it. I think the keyboard is not like I was focusing on the design, but on the keyboard, there is a key apart from the Windows key, there's a Copilot symbol as well. And that's how you know whether the machines are ready or so. And then there are new AI applications that are leveraging on this. So because of this, there's going to be people who are going to build applications that will leverage on this NPU to process. So it's a new scheme. And the one of the device Microsoft has released is called the Windows 365 Link. I think it will take a while for it to come here. Typically, it is like a 10 client, where now in the future, people, when you go to work, they will just give you a small box like a 10 client and give you a monitor and a keyboard. Your laptop is for personal use, but you use that device, which is just like a box, a black box, give it internet access, and when you boot it, it boots your Windows 365 online, and you work remotely using that online PC, which you never carry to anywhere apart from that connection. So it's a device that Microsoft has linked. If you Google Windows 365 link right now, you will see the device and you can see some YouTube on it. It's a special thin client device for virtual cloud desktop. So that's what is being released. The last on the list is the Copilot Stack. And this is just for those who want to develop way beyond what we are doing now. A stack is a comprehensive framework of Microsoft design support. So Microsoft have designed a whole stack, whether it's the developer tools and app services, whether it's the AI app platform, whether it is data, whether infrastructure. There's a whole stack of solutions that Microsoft is making available for those of you that want to go deeper into developing your own chatbot and AI tools and all the solutions that you want to be able to build. So it's one of the things that Microsoft wants us to let people know about it. So in summary, Copilot is here to transform the way we work, but these are the basic steps that I recommend. One, leverage the Copilot as a special assistant, whether in Word, in Excel, in PowerPoint, in Teams, to increase productivity. That is the first step we recommend for those, because this product is new. In fact, it was launched officially November at the conference last year. And this is the first time you can see Microsoft has actually cut the chase. Or let me say Microsoft is the first to cut the chase and move from just the thing answering questions or being wild into real productivity. Let's start from there. I believe as time goes on, more things will come. That's the first case. The second use case where Microsoft has released a product called Business Chat, okay, and Copilot Pages. It is like a Word document, but it's Copilot. It's a Copilot in the form of a Word document, where right on the document, you can ask questions or tell the document to go and fetch data from some place, and also allow multiple people to co-author the document. So it's an AI-powered Word document or Excel document that allow multiple people to use it. That is the second phase, when you now want to use it. That is when you now bring the power of collaboration into the individual use cases. So in the step one, individuals will use it. In the step two, the individuals will come together to collaborate to use it. In the step three, we are looking at the Copilot Studio being used by the IT people to now create agents and automate business processes. And in step in step four, we are looking at now we going further to now build AI on our existing line of business application, even into the banking app, and even new application to leverage and collect the data. This is how I think the community can start engaging as this product keep on expanding and Microsoft keep on changing the names and this. And that is it for me. With that, I would like to hand over here straight for our colleague to take you into the demo with this fundamental understanding. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben, for the overview. Very comprehensive. And like I mentioned, we are very much capable to take you through all the value points or all the value propositions of the Copilot or even the AI within your environment. So I want to introduce Aman Ama Mujawa, who is going to take us through the demo session. So kindly, if you have any question, you can type in the comment section and our engineers will do well to answer you spontaneously. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you so much for the introduction, and Benjamin, great introduction to Copilot as well. That was really quick. And yeah, my name is Arman Mujawar, okay, and I'm from the Reddington team. I am the Microsoft 365 Copilot expert, okay. So we will directly jumpstart with the live demos because Benjamin has already given us the background about Copilot and everything. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. Let me know once it's visible to you all. Okay, is my screen visible, guys? Okay, so starting with the biz chat experience. Now, this is where the standalone experience for Copilot comes in. Okay, once you have a Copilot for M365 license and you log in into your team's application, okay, where you will get a little Copilot symbol. Okay, and this is where you switch between work and web, as you can see. So when you are in your work tab, okay, so now this is connected to all of your Outlook, your Teams, your OneDrive, your SharePoint, everything that is there in your tenant. Okay. So now whatever searches you do over here, okay, the results that Copilot will get to you will be from your files or the files that you have access to, the information you have access to, the meetings you've attended, the email transactions you've had, the files you've worked on, everything from your tenant. When you switch over to the web tab, this is where it gets exciting, and this is where Copilot gets out of your tenant and gives you information from the web. Okay, so any information you need that is not there in your M365 tenant, Copilot will get that information to you from the web. Okay, so now this is like, most of the people, they confuse it with other third-party AI solutions. For example, ChatGPT, if you talk, okay. This is where the main difference comes in the picture. The little shield symbol that you see over here that says enterprise data protection. Okay, so for example, if you're doing any research, okay, and you're attaching any files to Copilot and at the same time doing your research, and like, Copilot is giving information to you from there. This little shield like symbol that you see, that means that, your information, whatever information you give to Copilot, is not going out of your tenant. It's not going in any public platform, is what the main differentiator is when it comes to ChatGPT and Copilot. Okay, so let's directly start with the demos. I have some prompts ready with me. Now, for example, like, I have too many Outlook emails. I just want to, like, summarize my Outlook emails and my messages, Teams messages. So quickly summarize my Outlook emails and messages from last 2 weeks. Simple prompt to Copilot. Let's see what it does in the work tab. Perfect. So now when you give this prompt to Copilot, it will scan my inbox, okay, my mailboxes, my Outlook, and it will also scan my Teams to get all the emails that the transaction that have happened, all my messages from the last 2 weeks, and it will give me according to the priority, okay. And as I've asked to prioritize them, it tells me high priority, okay, these are the emails, okay. It will give me the names, okay, the subject of the email, and even a little content as well from my understanding. High priority, medium priority, low priority. Okay, now let's try something else. For example, I've had a meeting, okay. Now this is mostly for BDMs, so who constantly attend back-to-back meetings, and they have to, like, send an update to their manager, or minutes of meeting to the all the teammates who had attended the meeting. So now let's get an MOM for a meeting that was already done, and let's see how Copilot helps us. I will give a prompt based on this meeting, create an MOM email. Okay, so I'll just select any meeting, for example, this one, okay, and I'll give a prompt to Copilot. Now, it is very important for Copilot to actually work in Teams meeting is the transcription. It should be enabled. So what happens is once the meeting is done, and when you ask Copilot to, like, summarize the meetings or give you MOMs, Copilot will go back to that meeting that was done. Okay, it will analyze the transcription, and then that's how it will give you the response. Now, as you can see, I've given this prompt to give me the MOM for this meeting that was already done. I don't even remember when. Okay, it has given me the subject, the date, attendees who were there. Okay, what was the agenda, the key points, action items, next steps, everything within just a few seconds. Okay, one last for the work tab. Okay, now me being, just a moment, guys. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. So I work on too many files with my colleagues, okay? And it is very difficult for me to actually keep a track on which file I've worked on and with this person, okay? Now, for example, let's give a prompt to Copilot. What are the last files I worked on in collaboration with, I will just mention the person's name. For example, this person, that is Tanish. Okay, and I will just hit enter. Okay, so once I do that, again, Copilot will, like, scan the communication between me and Danish. Okay, it will see all our emails, Teams, if we shared any documents like Word documents, PowerPoint presentations with each other, and then it will get me the data. Okay, now this is what it says, that I've worked with Danish on these files. Now it is also given me the part to the file. If I click on the file, it will directly take me on that, and it is also given me a brief about what that file is. So very exciting and very time saving, I would say. Okay, now this was for the work tab. Let's switch over to the web tab. Okay, now, for example, any information I need from the web. Okay, now this is where I can get any random prompt. Let's try. That is, create a table comparing public arts funding to GDP. Okay, so let's see what it does. I've asked for some information from the web. Okay, and I've asked Copilot to put it in a table format. Okay, so this is what Copilot has given me. It has put the information firstly in a table format. It has given me all the countries, okay, the public arts funding with the year, the GDP, and the percent. Okay, so that was great. Now let's try something more difficult and different. Create images for my classic truck garage. Classic truck repair garage with a red and black color scheme. Okay, so I want to create images for my classic truck repair garage, and the color scheme that I've given Copilot is red and black. So let's see what Copilot does. It takes about a minute or so to, like, actually work on the image and create images in the color scheme and whatever image I've asked for. Okay, so it's done. As you can see, it has created an image for my truck repair garage with the color scheme that I'd given, that was red and black. Okay, so this was just like, one thing, getting piece of information. You can take that information, copy it, paste it in your Word document, whatever you want, or you can edit in pages, create that into a page, send that page link to your teammate, and then that teammate can work on this information even further. So this was for your best chat experience. Now let's move on to Outlook. Okay, so firstly, when you log in into your Outlook, you will see a little Copilot symbol over here. Okay, so this will give you an overview about what all Copilot can do in your Outlook. Now, as you can see, it is letting you set an kind of an automated reply. For example, if you're not out of office from Monday to Friday, okay, so it will help you set that. Once you do this, it will automatically set an alert. Okay, so whenever someone's sending you an email, they will get an automated reply. Okay, it will help you create inbox rules. What else? Okay, so now let's give some prompts. Okay, so I want to ask, what are the emails sent to me by, I'll give the person's name, and that is, for example, Eman. So I want to see what all emails Eman has sent to me. So again, it will scan my inbox, okay, and each mail that Eman has sent to me, it will get that to me. As you can see, it has already started getting emails from me. So these are all the emails that are sent to me by Eman. Okay. Now let's switch over. Okay. Okay, now for example, as you all can see, this is a long email trail. Okay, now if I have to know what is the update, or why was this email trail even started in the first place, I will have to spend a lot of time reading each mail as to who's saying what in this email. Okay, and I don't really have much time to do that. What I can do is, just by clicking on summary by Copilot, I can get a very good summarization of the whole email trail. Okay, this did not even take about a second to give me the whole summarization. But this is for people who constantly get marked in CC and have too many inbox emails. So when that's happening, you actually miss out on the important ones for your project updates or whatever. Okay. When there are too many inbox emails, it's not possible for you to start reading all of them. By just clicking on summary by Copilot, you will get a very good summarization of your whole email trail, and you can keep yourself updated. Okay, now let's see what else can we do. Now, as I think Benjamin mentioned, that if I want to, for example, draft an email, okay, with the help of Copilot. Okay, 1 second. I can just click on draft with Copilot and give a prompt to Copilot saying, not feeling well, would like to take a sick leave. Very casual, very informal, but I want to generate a mail for this. Now click on generate. Now let's see what Copilot does. Perfect. Copilot has already created an email for me. Okay. It has made it formal now, saying that I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to apologize that I'm not feeling well today, and I would like to take a sick leave to rest and recover. I apologize for any inconvenience that this may have caused, and so on. Okay. Now, for example, this is too long. Okay. I want to make it short. Okay. So now Copilot has made it short, saying I'm unwell today and I need to take a sick leave. I apologize for any inconvenience and I appreciate your understanding. Okay. I've made it short. What else can Copilot do? I want to change the tone. Okay. I want to keep it casual. Okay. Now Copilot has made it casual. I'm feeling under the weather today and I need to take a sick leave. Sorry for any inconvenience. Thanks for understanding. If there's anything urgent, please feel free to reach out. Okay, what else? We've changed the tone to casual. Now let's make it formal. Okay, we've made it formal. We've made it short. Now let's make it long. Okay, that's everything that you can do with the help of Copilot. Make it short, make it long, change the tone. If you want, you can even click on retry and it will give you options. 6 different options as to which one do you want to keep. You can choose. Okay, so this was very cool again in terms of drafting your emails and everything. Now let's see what else can Copilot do. Now this is the feature that I absolutely love. Okay, I want to have a Teams call with Danish. Please find a suitable time slot for us. Okay, so I'm asking Copilot that I want to have a Teams call today with this person, that is Danish. So please find a suitable time slot for us. So this is this looks normal in this scenario because there's only one person involved. If there would have been multiple people involved, like a whole group of people, it would have been very difficult for us to actually go ahead and ask everyone individually about what's your availability, when are you free, and still you wouldn't land up anywhere. Okay. Now let's see what Copilot does. So when we'll give this prompt to Copilot, Copilot will scan my calendar and it will scan Danish's calendar as well. Okay. Okay. Almost there looks like your schedules are packed. Okay, no problem. I will have a meeting with someone else. With for example, Eman. This is very sad because everyone's calendar is full. Okay, so what happens is in the backend, okay, it scans the calendars. Okay, it will scan my calendar, it will scan Danish's calendar as well. And once you do that, it will give you the time slot that this is the time that is convenient for both of y'all. And it will also give you a send option. Once you click on send, that person, for example, Eamon over here, will automatically receive the meeting invite. Okay. Now, again, the dream scenario would be sending such invites to external parties, external members, when you are wanting to have a call with them, Copilot scanning their calendars as well, and then directly you setting up the call. That would be like a dream scenario. Okay, so this was Copilot in Outlook. Let's jump over to Copilot in Word. Okay, so I have my Word ready with me. Okay, now so there are people who have clients who don't really speak their language. For example, I have clients who don't only speak English. They only speak Arabic, they speak Portuguese. Okay, now let's see if I want to create a document on global warming in Arabic. Let's see what Copilot in Word does over here. Perfect. So as you can see, Copilot is creating a document on global warming in Arabic language. Okay, so Microsoft has given over 40 languages in which you can create documents, translate your documents, create your presentations, and all sorts. Okay, now for example, okay, so there's a file and I want to create an FAQ document out of that for me to stay up to date. And if there's any meeting happening on that particular file, I should know what are the main questions. Okay, based on, for example, this file, create an FAQ document. Okay, so this is the file I want to understand what this file is because I'll be having a meeting about it. And I also want to create an FAQ document about it so that I know what are the main questions and I can keep myself updated. So let's see what Copilot does. So when you give a prompt like this, Copilot will analyze the content in the file. Okay, it will understand what that file or what that document is about. Okay, and it will give you the response accordingly. Now, as you can see, it has already given me all the suggestions for my FAQ. Now, for example, the first one, okay, it says what is Microsoft 365 Copilot? What are the benefits of Copilot? Okay, uh, how does it integrate with other Microsoft applications? Now, the file that I had attached to this prompt was the file that had said that, what is Copilot? What are the benefits? So it has converted all of that information into questions just for me to stay updated. Now, what all I can do with this? Okay, now, for example, I don't like this paragraph. Okay, I can click on auto rewrite. And then Copilot has given me 3 options. Okay, I can replace this paragraph with 3 different options. For example, I like this one. I can replace it. Okay. I want to visualize this as a table. Okay, now let's do this one. So I want to visualize this as a table. Okay, I want to make this into a table format. Perfect. So Copilot has made this into a table format. What else can Copilot do? Let's see. Create an image for this document. So it was not possible earlier to add images in your Word documents. It was possible in PowerPoint, okay, after Copilot Wave 2. But now you can add images in your Word document as well, okay? So when I tell Copilot that I want to create images for this document, Copilot is understanding what this document is about, okay? Then accordingly, it will give me suggestions as to what images I can add in this particular Word document. Perfect. So now Copilot has given me options as well. Now, for example, I want to add this image. Click on insert. Here's my image. Okay. Because PowerPoint, it's pretty simple. Okay, so I have this PowerPoint with me. Okay, it has years, region, products, revenue, expenses. Okay, but just so you know, Copilot in Excel is still kind of immature. It will take some time and a lot of improvement needs to be done when it comes to Excel. But let's see what Copilot does. Okay, I want to create a table that shows the total revenue and expenses by region and year. Okay, I want to create a table that shows total revenue and expenses by region and year. So let's see what Copilot does in this. So, but again, even if it's immature, Copilot actually does wonders when it comes to giving data insights, analyzing your data, creating charts, adding columns, filtering out your data. Okay, so it has already given me. I'm just going to click on Add to Sheet. Now here's a table, okay, by your region, total revenue, total expenses for this year, this year, this year. By here, it has given me the total revenue and expenses. Okay, now what else? I want to generate a column chart that compares the revenue and expenses for each product What? The year 2022. So I want to compare revenue and expense for each product, but only for the specific year, that is the year 2022. So let's see what Copilot does. Okay, the column chart is ready. Perfect. So here you go. Here's a column chart that is giving you the total revenue expenses for the year 2022. Okay, I think my 4 minutes are over. Okay, do I run a few prompts in PowerPoint, or do we just start with the question answers?
Yeah, go ahead. Type your questions in the comment section,
Done.
and
Okay.
I'll prompt Aman. So please, Aman,
Okay.
go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so I want to create a presentation on global warming. Most of you all might think, why am I so concerned about it? Because I'm creating documents and PowerPoint only on this particular topic. On global warming. Okay, so I've asked Copilot to create a presentation on global warming. So let's see what it does. Perfect.
Edmond, can they also raise their hand and ask questions? I don't see any questions in the chat or anything.
Yeah, you can raise your hand if you want to ask as well.
Aman, continue doing what you're doing. I mean, once we don't get any question and time is up, we'll also wrap up. So ignore our comments for now. I think people are following.
Okay. So the content is ready. Okay. Once I hit on generate slides. So another cool thing about Copilot in PowerPoint is that when you give any prompt to Copilot, like, saying create this presentation or whatever, even if you've not asked Copilot to add in images, Copilot will automatically, start adding images wherever Copilot thinks it's necessary. Okay. But then again, if you have a approved image library, or there are any restrictions for you in your company side, that these are the only images that you can use, you can still go ahead and do that. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, Copilot has already created a presentation on global warming. Now, for example, I want to add image to this slide. Okay, so Copilot has given me options because this slide was blank and I want to add image. Okay, now for example, I want to add this image. So Copilot has given me an option, and then again, I can go on designer and then keep it however I want. Okay, now again, this is, I want to change the content over here. I want to click on auto rewrite. Perfect. So Copilot has changed the content. Okay, and if I still have a problem with it, okay, so all this you can do with Copilot in PowerPoint. As you can see, it has added images. It has given you the content. Most importantly, if you can see over here, it is also giving you some speaker notes. So that's like, really cool when it comes to presenting. If you have any presentation that's coming over, if you give any prompt to Copilot, it will create presentations for you. Let's try creating a presentation. Now this people really like this feature because creating presentations in company templates, it's a big task. Again, I want to create presentation in this particular template. One second. Oh, let's see. It should create over here itself. If it's asking, 1 second.
So, as you can see, the AI conversation is not a luxury anymore. This is what competition is doing. So imagine that tons of your employees are having to race with someone who, at the click of a button, is already ahead. That is what we're talking about. So definitely you save time to consume document, to prepare, and obviously do better. So this is what convenience AI is bringing. We want to wrap up in the next 3 minutes. This is not supposed to be a one for all kind of comprehensive thing like you are done with Copilot. It is much deeper. So there is something we call a prompt engineer. So a prompt engineer is someone that is trained and skilled to be able to give effective queries or prompts to any AI for better response, if you should put it that way. So this is just the start. Yes, Microsoft Copilot is designed in a way where by ordinary language is going to give you the response you need. But beyond this, you need to be able to know what questions, how to align them for an effective use of your Microsoft Copilot. As we wrap up, I'll take closing remark from Aman. And also there was a question in the Q&A on security. I've seen Sylvester has answered it, but then I'll let Ben wrap up in closing remark on what the security issues in terms of privacy and all as we wrap up for today. So Aman, please, your closing remark. We thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. We'll take your closing remark and we'll wrap up for today.
Hey, thank you so much. I believe the session was helpful for you all. Just the presentation that I created, just one last thing I wanted to tell you all is, because it's again a very great feature by Copilot, creating presentations in your company template or company branding, it's not an easy task and it can take up to hours and even days if the marketing team is doing it. But as we can see, with the help of Copilot, you can do that within seconds. So yeah, I believe this session was a great learning for everyone. And if there are any questions, please you can directly raise your hand or put them in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we'll share the recording. Those that couldn't get a better glimpse of an aspect, you have it to yourself, and you can go over and over again as much as possible. So Ben, wrap it up for us on also touching on the security and the privacy issue as raised. Thank you.
I think on the security and privacy issue, Aman demonstrated it using the padlock that is there. And when you go into the Copilot, he showed that there's a web edition and then there's a work one. So on the web one, it is public. Whatever you put there is for public use. And when you switch the tab into enterprise, whatever you use is within it. And that is Microsoft guaranteed that whatever you share there is safe. How safe can it be? It's as safe as the GDPR law, as safe as the ISO 27000, as safe as any other international law that the Microsoft platform complies to. So that is what I'll say about the security. I think it will even be nice you just ask Copilot in terms of privacy, what are some of the things? And I think it will answer that also nicely. Gertrude, your question about how to turn the document into it, when we share the recording, you can play back into that area to watch it again. If you still want to engage one-on-one, I think you can go to our email address is there. You can see that our website is there. You can send also message directly and our team will engage you. And we thank you for your time. I mean, speaking as I summarized in my slide, you need to take it one step at a time. For now, if you don't have the money for the license, go to the web copilot.microsoft.com. You can have the free one and then play with it. If you have a 365 customer, you are able to get some glimpse of that one at a point, and then you can buy the license and then use the feature that allows you to become more productive. And then those that want to take a step forward, we can take it forward with the Copilot pages and all those other documents and advanced things. We are here to support for the long term, so you can read back to us and then we'll see how we can make the best out of this technology as well. Thank you, Edmond. I think we've overstepped our time, so I think you need to wrap up from here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the first of our masterclass, and stay tuned for the rest as we go through the year.